Stop being free. Start being expensive. Since you were a child, they fed you a lie. Be a good person. Help everyone. Always be available. And you believed it. You followed it. But what did you get? People used you, took your time, took your energy, and in the end, took you for granted. Because the world doesn't respect your goodness. The world only respects one thing: your scarcity. I'm going to tell you something today that the people closest to you will never say. Because this truth is uncomfortable. When you first hear it, you might get angry. But by the end, you'll realize this is the only truth that can actually move you forward. You made yourself cheap. Nobody lowered your value. You did it yourself. And today, we're going to look at exactly how to change that. Let's begin. You made yourself cheap. How? Close your eyes for a moment. Think of someone in your life who everyone respects. Someone whose words people actually listen to. Someone people want to impress. Now ask yourself, are they always available? Do they pick up every call immediately? Do they explain themselves to everyone? No, they don't. Now think of that friend who's always available, who picks up every call, who helps everyone, who never says no. How much do people actually respect them? That's your answer. Niccolo Machiavelli said, "Whatever is accessible to everyone loses its power." You made yourself accessible. Your time, your energy, your attention, you gave it all away freely. And what's given freely has no value. That is the cruelest truth in the world. How society programmed you. Do you know who your biggest enemy is? It's not the person who used you. Your biggest enemy is the belief that was planted in your mind. From childhood, you were told, be a good person. Help everyone. Never say no. Keep everyone happy. These words sound beautiful, but in the real world, they make you weak. Because this world doesn't look at your intention, it looks at your perception. How easily you can be reached, that is what determines your value. Let me give you a real example. Imagine two restaurants. One is always empty. You can walk in anytime, no reservation needed. The other one you have to book 3 weeks in advance, always full. Which one do you assume has better food? Most people say the second one. But why? You haven't even tasted the food. Because scarcity automatically creates value. That is human psychology. And you turned yourself into that first restaurant, always available, never full. The power of silence. Let me tell you something you've never thought about this way. Silence is not the weapon of weak people. Silence is the signal of power. The person who speaks less people feel the weight of every word they say. The person who talks constantly, their presence becomes background noise. Think about it. The person you respect most in your life, do they talk all the time? Or do they stay quiet and when they finally speak, everyone pays attention? A lion in the jungle never proves it's a lion. It simply exists, and every other animal moves out of the way. But humans? Humans are constantly proving themselves. I'm right. I'm not a bad person. You're misunderstanding me. And that desperation reveals their weakness. Machiavelli said, "The man who has to explain his power has no real power at all." Are you constantly proving yourself? Then stop. Starting today. Availability is your biggest weakness. Let me ask you something. The person who replies to your every message instantly, how much do you actually value them? And the person who takes their time to reply? You already know the answer. The human brain doesn't see availability as value. It sees availability as weakness. Because that's how we're wired. We don't want what comes easily. We go crazy for what's hard to get. Machiavelli's The Prince says, the ruler must always maintain a certain distance so that people keep trying to get closer. This isn't just a rule for politics. It works everywhere in life. In relationships, in business, in friendship, in professional life. Are you the person who's always there for everyone? Then know this, that availability is your greatest weakness. Learn to say no. Now I'll tell you the most important thing. The most powerful tool for increasing your value is no. 2 letters. But these 2 letters can change your entire life. The person who can't say no, their life is always in someone else's hands. They fulfill everyone's demands. They're available at everyone's convenience. They sacrifice themselves for everyone. And what do they get in the end? No sleep, no respect, no life of their own. Machiavelli said, "The man who tries to satisfy everyone ends up destroying himself." Let me tell you a real story. I know someone who does everyone's work at the office. Whenever anyone needs help, they're the first to step forward. They never say no. Do you think their boss respects them the most? No. Their boss takes them for granted because they know this person will always be there. But that colleague who focuses on their own work, who doesn't unnecessarily involve themselves in others' tasks, who looks the boss directly in the eye, everyone sees them differently because they are rare. Saying no doesn't mean being selfish. Saying no means respecting yourself. Emotional control is real power. Now the most important part. If your emotions are not under your control, anyone can control you. Think about it. Someone insulted you. You immediately reacted, showed anger, started justifying yourself. What happened in that moment? You lost all your power. Because your reaction proved that person's words affected you, meaning they can control you. Machiavelli said, "Never expose your emotions so much that people can use them as weapons." The most dangerous person in the world is not the one who screams in anger. The most dangerous person is the one who smiles and ignores you. Their silence eats at your mind. Their distance makes you restless. Their indifference creates insecurity inside you. Do you want to be that person? Then learn, don't react. Observe. When someone hurts, you stay silent. When someone ignores you, stay even more silent. When someone underestimates you, prove it through your work, not your words. Perception is reality. Now, a hard truth. The world doesn't see you the way you see yourself. The world sees you the way you present yourself. You might be incredibly talented, hardworking, genuine. But if you present yourself cheaply, people will see you as cheap. Machiavelli said, "Men judge more by their eyes than by their minds." So the real game of power is not in reality, it's in perception. Do you look poor because you have less money? No. You look poor because you're constantly trying to prove yourself. A wealthy person never says, "Look how important I am." They simply become unavailable. And suddenly people start understanding their value. That is the power of perception. Are you chasing approval? Now look at yourself honestly. After every decision, do you want someone to tell you, "You did great"? Do you want people to like you? Do you feel insecure without other people's approval? If yes, then know this. You will never be powerful, because the one who seeks validation can never be in control. Machiavelli's The Prince says the ruler is not the one who is most liked. The ruler is the one whose loss people fear. There are 2 types of people. The first type walks into a room and immediately tries to impress everyone. The second type walks into a room and the entire room notices them on its own. The first one seeks approval. The second one creates dominance. Which one do you want to be? The intermittent reward game. Now the most interesting part. Have you ever noticed? The person who gives you constant attention, after a while you get bored of them. But the person who sometimes comes close and sometimes pulls away, you think about them the most. Why? This is called intermittent reward. Your brain chases hardest after what it can't fully have. A casino slot machine works on this exact principle. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And that uncertainty keeps you from stopping. Powerful people understand this psychology. They never give themselves completely. Not their time, not their emotions, not their plans. Because mystery creates addiction. Machiavelli said, "People value most what they fear losing." Are you giving yourself away completely? Then stop. Keep the mystery. When you start to change, now the most important thing. The day you start understanding your own value, who will turn against you first? Not your enemies. The people closest to you. Because the people who always saw you as available you're changing will look like attitude to them. They'll say, "You've changed. You've become arrogant. You weren't like this before." And this is where most people break down. They go back to their old version. But Machiavelli's first rule of power is, if your change doesn't make people uncomfortable, then you haven't really changed. So when people say you've changed, smile, because that is proof you're on the right path. Where does real power come from? Now the most important question. Is power only about money? No. Power comes from placing your value inside people's minds. And value never comes from sympathy. Value comes from refusal. The person who knows how to say no, their life belongs to them. The person who can't say no, their life always belongs to someone else. The most dangerous power is not the kind that frightens people. The most dangerous power is the kind that makes people hungry for your approval. Once someone becomes addicted to your validation, it's no longer just influence. It becomes psychological dependence. Now the decision is yours. You watched this entire video. Now there are two paths in front of you. The first path, stay the same. Always available, always trying to keep everyone happy. Keep giving yourself away freely. And stay in the same place for the rest of your life. The second path change, starting today. Let your silence be your weapon. Let your absence be your power. Let your no build your respect. Remember, there are two kinds of people in this world. Those who are free, nobody values them. Those who are expensive people change themselves just to have them. Starting today, you decide which one will you be. Will you stay free? Or will you become so expensive that people change themselves just to have your presence in their lives? The decision is yours.